All right. All right, we're here. We are live, and this is sort of an impromptu thing for me. Basically, to keep it short, to keep it simple, I am here to react to the new exclusive Resident Evil 4 gameplay presentation or breakdown that they're showing officially of Chapter 5 of the game. I have seen this footage before, but I want to see if I can add any commentary or anything unique to the entire thing that Game Informer is breaking down. Everyone's doing reaction videos on this. I figure it's my time to do it. You know how it is. It's time to be hype and fucking excited. I cannot wait. Let's get into the gameplay and let's see what is going on. I decided to have the audio play so I can get the best context as to what is going on.
What's going
Obviously,
on,
this
everybody?
is the... I'm not going to try to talk over them because I'm going to actually pause the video when I need to talk, but this is the church section. I know people might be confused. Oh shit, chapter 5? Isn't that like all the way towards the island? Well, I think the way they're breaking down chapters in this game is they're eliminating sub-chapters. So is not necessarily the same as the original. This might be chapter 5, the beginning of the church, as opposed to the subchapters that they used in the previous Resident Evil 4. Normally speaking, it was subchapter 1, then subchapter 1, then 1, 2, and then it goes so on and so forth until the next official chapter. So we're gonna let these guys talk and see what else we can point out.
Tuning into Game Informer. I'm your host, Alex Van Aken, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of this exclusive gameplay footage that we have from Resident Evil 4 Remake, Chapter 5. We're going to be seeing some church gameplay.
One thing I like is Leon reassuring Ashley a lot more. Of course, this scene happened the way it was in the original game, but I just like more of the characterization and context there with that. So I'm gonna see if I can skip for a little bit. We see the villagers entering the church, and what happens next.
Some of the cabin fight, as well as, just overall fighting Ganado and yeah, trying to stay alive. So we've got about 12 minutes of footage here to
Oh, it looks like the... You see the puzzle there? The puzzle of the stained glass? I wonder if it's harder or easier this time around. One thing I'm noticing is that Leon is crouching, so they're showing the stealth elements. The villagers have not spotted them yet. Ashley also looks like she's prone, so I'm wondering if that's going to factor in as well. Depending on her placement, will the villagers see her? Will she get spotted if you decide to leave her in an improper area? I assume so because they don't have dumpsters anymore, and they said they wanted to make that element feel a lot more harder and intense with Ashley always at your side and you needing to always protect her.
show you today. And I'm joined by Marcus Stewart. How are you, Marcus?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be seeing this section again because, as I mentioned in the cover story I wrote, I had a lot of fun playing it.
Absolutely. So yeah, we are. This footage starts out, and we are, simply escaping from the church. This is how many hours into the game would you say this is, Marcus?
Yeah, it's hard to say because we don't know how long the other chapters are. It's got to be at least probably like 3-ish hours, I would guess.
It doesn't seem like you escape the church in the same way, because I don't remember this upper area that Leon goes to. This is all different, but I think later in the commentary they exclaim that there's multiple ways to get out. You could either go up here, you can go to another secret area in this church, and you could also just go downstairs and go guns blazing. So I like the multi-layer options that they're giving to players in Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Probably like 3-ish hours, I would guess.
Yeah, yeah.
This is not our gameplay, by the way. If people are wondering, this is a B-roll that
Correct.
Capcom provided, so this is someone on the team playing, not us.
Yes. Yes, we did play through this section, everything that you see today. An important disclaimer, Capcom did help out with accommodations for travel. That means like flights, hotel, in association with this cover trip. We didn't have any of those conversations. Like that's our bosses that handle all of that. We kind of just show up and do our job, but it is an important disclaimer. That being said, we are not influenced by that.
Alright, so I definitely want to comment on two things. I noticed there was some discussion about the rain looking piss poor. In this footage, in this B-roll footage, it looks absolutely fine. I don't see a big deal. It's not as heavily fat, or is not as heavily obscuring as it was before. They said that this might be a case of video artifacting really affecting the lighting effects in the game. So I hope they either get that tuned out, or I hope that it was just part of the video, the footage that they were given that showed this. But I know people jumped on it fast and compared it to how GTA Definitive used to be with the rain before they patched it. That being said, there's also the fact that I see the new OpSat, which is, remember when Leon used to call in to Hunnigan, and then Sattler like says, I think it was Sattler and Salazar, they eventually jacked the line, and you have conversations with them later in the game as Hunnigan is completely cut off. I guess they wanted this OpSat to sort of show you and convey you this while having it in real time during the gameplay. So I really do like that they kept that element in, just in a slightly different way, as opposed to pausing and going to Leon's OpSat as he talks shit to Salazar and he says, "Your right hand comes off," which I need that line still in the game. It's full of surprises, really.
I've secured Baby Eagle.
Copy that. Is she okay?
Affirmative.
Well done, Condor 1. I'll dispatch a chopper ASAP. I'm sending you the coordinates for the extraction point. Make your way there, and don't let anything happen to Baby Eagle.
Copy that.
Hurry. The weather is getting worse. Roost out.
I noticed, I don't know if it's villagers. Let me check something real quick. I want to make sure my audio's still going. Okay, good. Everything's good. It's a little bit of villagers talking in the background, which adds to the atmosphere and the noise, as well as Ashley talking to herself. So all this stuff so far that I'm seeing, I really just enjoy what they're doing. So let's continue on.
So you see the Hunnigan conversations are in game now, which is nice.
Yeah,
and
you can kind of move
we're,
around while it's happening.
Yeah, nice shot of the map there, going to the helicopter extraction point where nothing will go wrong, I'm sure. And
Nothing will go
so yeah,
wrong.
in the beginning,
It's not like a chopper is gonna get shot down or anything. But that's the elegant headdress, which is a previous treasure. You got resources,
just talking about like, hey, we need to get out of here.
and these blue things here is very interesting because I talked about this in the last video that I did, and it signifies certain things that you need to do around the map in order to appease the merchant, and therefore he'll give you shit, or he'll give you weapons, equipment, maybe some discounts. And I like the side objectives of making the merchant a lot more organic than need be. I think that's incredible, actually, and it is 100% needed to have him sort of be more dynamic in the game. I'm definitely going to do tasks for him and see where this goes, and if he gives me any goodies, I will utilize them in my playthrough. So it's making things have more substance and value while playing RE4, as opposed to just shooting a medallion, getting one gun, and really not doing anything else for him outside of the fact. I'm glad they're adding in more.
Here, fun fact, without spoiling, there's a little extra area in that upper deck that you can find if you don't want to just beeline it straight for that ladder. So keep an eye out up there. I found it on my playthrough. So yeah, we are making our way through here. Leon being a gentleman, moving that out the way because he's all big and strong.
Spread out.
Okay, this is something I noticed. There's like low energy and high energy communication with Leon and Ashley. What he seems to be doing is saying, hey, spread out, stay here. And I'll sneak up on this fine person and introduce a knife to their neck. It's just playing up on the fact that there's alerted and non-alerted dialogue, which I love it. As we see the knife prompt here, so doing stealth attacks with the blade will degrade the knife. Which is why those little disposable knives, that's gonna come in fucking handy. Took her out. And now he just gets spotted.
And yeah, this part was.
So we're back to the routine gameplay.
Pretty fun to get through. I tried to get through it stealthily the first couple times.
Taking people out on the ground to prevent them from getting back up, just like RE5. This is the backstab if someone's carrying Ashley. I'm not sure. Was that an insta-kill? I think it was. Holy shit. Okay, now, my friend pointed this out. That guy's leg came off right there. He just blasted. That just shows the gore physics in this game. So his leg just, like, fucking exploded in a giant puddle, and he's gonna start crawling around a little bit because he's not fully dead, which is, I think, the indication to finish him on the ground. So that's gonna be a little bit of combo opportunity, which I, once again, thoroughly appreciate. That guy had a plug in his head. You know I'm throwing a fucking flashbang immediately. More of the attaché case, which, I mean, people really like fucking around with this. They really like screwing around with the multiple materials that you get. And I get it too. It's enjoyable. But look at the gun upgrades they have. Just beautiful. All of this is just so sexy to me as a Resident Evil 4 fan.
So you're gonna notice there's gonna be a few jumps.
Yeah, now the rain is bad again.
Thing, so this isn't going to be a.
He kicked his fucking head off. I love it.
Of the chapter, it's gonna jump around at points, but as you can see, the flash grenade still very effective against those tentacle transformed Ganado. As we enter the cemetery, you get a little bit of a.
The cemetery looks slightly expanded, because I don't even remember it looking remotely like this. Yeah, this looks definitely redesigned all the way.
Transformed Ganado. As we enter the cemetery, you get a little bit of a taste of one of the side quests, which is sort of a spin on the cemetery puzzle. As you can see, you can still shoot birds' nests to get those precious eggs, or I guess a chicken egg that's in a bird nest in the tree.
Don't question it. Don't question it, man. There's no logic to these RE games. Come on. Don't question it.
Don't ask me how that works. You know how it is. But I mean, in the original game, you killed snakes and got chicken eggs, which was always kind of weird. And there he is.
There he is. Strange. Strange. Now that's a weapon. I miss the merchant so much, man. You have no idea. I mean, of course, they replaced the blue flame with the purple flame, but it's all relative. It's all relative in this game.
Man himself.
So that's returning a reward pamphlet.
You can see you're turning.
And let's see what he gives you.
What you're gonna be doing.
It's a ton you could buy, all this other stuff, sell, so it's really interesting. You can sell.
Wonder how
you can sell the insignia key now, huh? Maybe after you use it, it's like no more use. It could be like that.
All that heavy equipment.
Let's see. You got recipes, which reminds me a lot. Oh shit! Look at that. You see it right there. You see what I see, right? You see it. Right here, plain as day, motherfucking RPG. It's a lot of money though, but you got enough to buy one rocket launcher, just like the previous establishment that they had in RE4 OG. I like that it shows you if you have enough space or not, and how many blocks it takes up. That's very helpful visual information this time around. So you got your recipes, which I said before, is equivalent to village. So you can craft up the flash grenades, some bolts, attachable mines that will help you obviously have more ammo for certain things. So this is all good, man. Got the Red 9, which is a special offer, so you got your discounts too. And then let's see, we got the stock, which is prevalent once again. That's also in the original, and it tells you what it does when you upgrade it. You got power, ammo capacity, reload speed, rate of fire, precision, and then you probably have special ops for when you put certain things on the gun and what it does after the fact. Maybe high damage, because I know if you upgrade the Silver Ghost all the way, you get a headshot parameter that increases.
In that coat. You know, must be pretty strong. It's kind of like a
Choice of an avid gun collector. What a wise choice, stranger. I just love this fucking guy, man. He's so good. You couldn't have this game without him.
CrossFit. You know.
You know, we don't know. He's a mysterious figure. As you see, we're upgrading our equipment here. You can upgrade knives now, as mentioned in the cover story, which is nice, which you're going to be needing because they have limited durability. And
So as people said before, this sort of dual stocking is very similar to how they do guns in The Last of Us, which is fine. I said imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. The Last of Us definitely has some imitations, and they lifted some things from RE4, the base gameplay, everything. They lifted that, and now RE4 is sort of taking that and saying, hey, double stacking UI is cool for weapons for quick swap. Let's peel that and let's just respect the process. And I love when my favorite games, they have mechanics that carry over. Personally, for me, this is not a bother. I think this is great.
durability. And you're going to be using it quite a bit for the new parry mechanic, which I enjoy. And you can see there's another side quest right there. You're going to want to keep an eye
Look
out.
at that fucking sexy reload right there. Look at that top loader. Just, it's so good, man.
Parry mechanic, which I enjoy.
Let's see that one more time.
And you can see there's another side quest right there. You're going to want to keep
SEX. Think before you let it go.
an eye out for the environment for those blue flyers. Oh, it's
Let's read this one. A savage mutt. I need someone to get rid of the wild dog that's been roaming around the village. It'll be easy to spot. It's not like normal dogs. Now you got like hunting missions. Okay, I like the variety there.
wild dog quest.
And you get like 8 spindle, which is obviously more treasure, so that's good to know.
That was one of the more involved quests that we saw so
Absolutely. And you won't see the solution in this footage, but you will see.
We saw the skull place in the trailer. This is definitely new, but I have nothing else to add on this point.
Sort of what's on the other end of this side quest for you.
Yeah.
The dog is hard to find. We are going to show the dog, but the way to find the dog will be, I guess, a little bit of a mystery. And also important to note, we turned left when we left that door. There is another path behind us if we were to turn right out of that door that goes into an
More of the melee.
underground tunnel that like takes you up.
Also, I noticed Ashley had repeat dialogue, because she said, what is wrong with these people twice already while watching this? And I'm hoping that it's a lot more unique, because it's going to get a little bit annoying hearing the characters say the same thing over and over again. I just like it when games like this, they have different phrasing, different wording for the things they're trying to convey. And I hope they have more dialogue when doing certain actions, because it's going to be annoying hearing the same thing like constantly. I already made a video about characters talking. God damn it.
Turn right out of that door.
How
that
much
goes-
talking is too much talking?
we turned
But
left
I
when we
still
left
love
that
it, though.
door. There is another path behind
I'm just making a joke.
us if we were to
So
turn
there's the
right.
headshot with the red 9 coming in with the sway, the fucking roundhouse kick. He's down for the count. Oh man.
Tunnel that like takes you up through.
And then stab in the neck. The gameplay just looks so refined and good. It's everything I wanted from a Resident Evil 4 remake. Just enhanced, refined, kick-ass.
in the village. So there's a lot of paths available.
yeah, like when we both came through here, we just assumed just the way the camera's framed. We're like, okay, it's the only way to go. But yeah, one of the producers pulled us aside and was
All right, that guy is still smoking now.
like, check this out.
I like that the leg takedowns are also back, which means, I mean, you have to put in mercenaries. There's no way, because the leg takedowns are back, ground takedowns are in, head kicks are in. Where's the suplex? I'm gonna be asking all these questions.
But yeah, one of the producers pulled us aside and was like, hey, check this out.
Look at this, boom!
Like, oh.
Just pop him in the knee, and do the leg kick,
Oh, okay.
and that's awesome. That guy's still burning up there on the cross.
Village at night.
One cool thing though is that I noticed some face peeling there. You see when he shot her in the head, her whole face turned pink.
Got the,
That was pretty cool. Or maybe the pink in the face signifies the villagers where the plagas are gonna pop out of their head. Just a theory on my behalf.
the lady thought she could take a picture for her.
Yep, I think the plaga just bursted out. So that's just a visual key that is going to happen, which is pretty dope actually.
Didn't work out for her. And this is
I was gonna just comment on the rain. I know that there's a lot of talk about
Renegade.
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 I do agree. I think it can be tuned down a little bit. It does feel like intentionally, like it is intentionally obfuscating the environment, and kind of adds to that tension. Like you can't see what you're shooting. I do agree though. It's a bit much. And you know, it would be great, Marcus, if there's like a rain slider.
I'm sure people will go for that. This looks like the same area, and I'm pretty sure I'm 99% positive. This is where Leon first encounters Mendez for the first time. But there's a bit of a change here. As you can see, the window is not broken. Ooh. So does that mean that Mendez is going to be like in another place? He's not going to jump through the window to get Ada? Will Leon be choked out in this section or maybe another section? I don't know, but it is mystery to be seen. Obviously, he sees Mendez before he gets Ashley at this part. So I'm just curious. I'm wondering how that's going to go. It seems like events also might get rearranged in the process, or maybe there's differing ways to trigger it. We have no idea just yet.
Yeah. I just want a nice little downpour as we see. I love the lighting in this game. You know, like it just the bloom on the flashlight and just how dark everything is. Like it just makes especially like interiors like this, if they lift Ashley up to do her thing, get Leon up there. Yeah, it just makes the interiors creepier. Like that, like the first time that owl made me jump because you just see the glowing eyes in the dark.
I do love that the environments are definitely 10 times more scary and creepier. This really looks like a literal shanty town.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, like what is that?
I will say there were a couple times when I was playing the demo where I was kind of in a very dark environment and Leon wasn't pulling up his flashlight, which is kind of frustrating. So I'm just kind of like clambering.
That I hope they fix, because I mean, I'm just so used to flashlights being toggled on when you want, how you want it. I think Silent Hill did this perfectly, where you can turn on the flashlight anytime you want and you can turn it off anytime you want. For RE, it just pops up when you're in a really dark place. This happened in Resident Evil Remake 2. So for this game to continue the trend when you also really need it and sometimes it doesn't pop up is a bit annoying. I wish you could turn the flashlight on or off at any time that you choose. And you could also turn that into a survival horror mechanic with the batteries running low and you have to get resources to fuel that light. Otherwise, you might be left in the dark. So that's just a little bit of a disclaimer or idea that they can utilize for future Resident Evil games.
Around in the dark. It was mostly like outdoor.
Kumilos.
There he is.
That's
the
the
dog.
Kumilos dog that has the plug inside of it.
That thing. It's got like a weird, almost like a scorpion tail. Now that I'm looking at it again.
It looks bigger
yeah,
this time
yeah.
around. I like this. I really do. I like the creature design a lot.
Capcom also pointed out, for those wondering, that this dog is not the dog that Leon can rescue in the original game, because, you know, in this game, he's presumably dead. So, you know, at the time, we kind of were like, oh, maybe this is the dog, but they were very clear to point out, like, nope, different dog. And you're like, okay. But yeah,
This is the
that
barn
already
area, and it looks kind of the same.
but
So
it's
wouldn't-
pretty hard.
They also wouldn't definitively answer if it was the same dog in this game as in the old game. In terms of the one that's dead at the beginning of the game, they're like, maybe it's not the.
Yeah, this whole entire area just basically looks super similar to the original in terms of how it's designed. It's like some areas look similar, and in other parts they look vastly different.
Same dog, and it's like,
There's the blue
You
medallion.
see a blue medallion up there as Leon takes it out. So you see it's 1 of 5.
Only this time though, like this part right here, this area. Let me see if I can have the quality. This is at 480p. What the fuck? What the fuck? I've been covering this at the wrong resolution the whole time. But here it is. This area with the purple flame. It is a merchant here, right there. That was not in the original, nor was this bridge that Leon is approaching. So like I said, there are some remixed premises with the areas themselves, which keep them very unique.
Asked Capcom about that because in the original game it was kind of like 15 in the same area, and they said that that side quest reappears in different parts of the map. So you're going to be shooting. It sounds like you're going to be shooting medallions outside of just like the village area, and they just sort of like divided them into like batches of 5.
Unless that was a quick cut. You never know, but here it is. This is the prestigious cabin fight where you test all your skills on the Ganado and kick their ass. Also, I apologize if you hear helicopters in the background because somebody getting chased. Somebody about to get the whole nightstick up their ass.
Hey, I see you found your missing senorita.
Senorita has a name, Miss Ashley. You are?
Oh no, the ballistics line is changed. Oh no, but it's still the same context to me, so I don't really care that they changed it. I like that. I kind of like that Leon tries to detain this guy because he's been weird and mysterious this whole entire time. Plus, he left Leon on his own, technically speaking, and he ran away, so he's a suspect. And you're gonna want to detain him, put him against the wall and say, who are you? What are you doing here? What is your involvement? So I do appreciate that sort of new physical storytelling with this version of RE4.
Hey, I see you found your missing senorita.
Senorita.
I see that the president has equipped his daughter with ballistics too.
What are you doing here?
There, I said it for you.
Very good questions, unfortunately. Hi, now. Okay, it's game time.
They kept that line. Okay, it's game time. I just love that shit
and
so
due to the
much. And
fact,
here's the cabin fight.
There's a lot of that village before the bridge.
Leon can
that we
kick
ran over.
without. Now remember correctly. If you use the knife to break open boxes, that will slightly take down your knife durability. So use them kicks wisely.
You can fight through and explore. Like there's a lot that they didn't show in this footage. It's where, at least during our playthrough, the brute first appears, the cow-headed enemy.
Right.
That's the boards from RE2 Remake to put on and barricade the areas. Their importance in this game, I'm just wondering how many times you will use them or apply them, because I can only think of this fight to board shit up, and maybe the one in the beginning where you're going against the first chainsaw Ganado. Maybe you could plank up those windows. Everything else, though, when you get to the castle, like, how Wow, are we gonna board up those windows? Maybe I have no idea how this is gonna work. And island definitely it's a lot more open, and you're out in the open like a fish out of water that just had sex. So, fucking, how are you gonna do that shit? I just hope that it is a mechanic that you can still work with and apply when you need it. But who knows? Maybe this will become irrelevant later in the game.
In that area just before the bridge that we crossed. But
Yeah, because in the footage we've put out of this, people have seen the cow guy.
There's
shows up
that
here,
bolt action.
but you
Yeah.
actually fight him well before this. So
One thing I really like is Luis and Leon just constantly complimenting each other. Big callback once again to the original where they're like, nice and good job and not bad. Oh yeah. It's like total broship and teamwork that's happening right now.
yeah, so when
it
he
seems
shows
like
up
he's
to the
gonna
fight,
be
There's the parry, instant melee, boom.
what were we saying?
yeah, he's definitely a recurring enemy. But when he shows
And Luis can do a little trick shot action.
up in the fight,
Oh man, this is cool.
we've already had to fight him before, and so I feel like it's extra tense because it's like, oh my god, I gotta fight this guy now.
Yes,
So
They're
I saw
all
some people
pouring in.
speculating that he might be a single persistent enemy that follows you. I'm
no,
pretty sure that is not the case. Yeah, I think he's
No,
just another
I have-
enemy type.
I have killed him several times.
Putting that
He's
silver
very
ghost to
nice.
work. Apparently, yeah,
Yeah,
they
I mean,
could grab Luis and hit Luis, but he doesn't die. I'm still wondering if you could shoot Luis and he'll do that scene where he shoots Leon. Adios, Leon.
So this fight was
As
Pretty
my
wild as
stomach
it is in
growls. I'm sorry, I have not eaten while doing this, while doing these breakdowns, so please apologize. Apologies. Wait, I need to apologize. What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I saying? I need to apologize for my stomach right now. But this is the new enemy who I call the Bullhead.
but even more so here. There
And he
is,
comes
oh,
in.
man. There's been a lot of like back and forth. Like, is he a cow?
They
Is he
say,
a
we
bull?
got a
But
big
it's like,
one on
He's
us.
got a horn there.
That's a huge bitch.
Thing.
Well, a bull is just a cow. It's a male cow.
I mean, yeah, they're the same thing. but you know, like bulls have horns.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Nah,
Oh, there's the bull guy. Okay, there's one thing that I noticed that he does, and it's coming up right now. So he comes up, swings the hammer, and he does massive amounts of damage. I'm talking when he hits you with this fucking thing, and they say earlier that you fight this guy beforehand. This is the second time coming back, which kind of reminds me of maybe it's a slight reoccurring enemy. I don't think he's going to last until the castle, but it will amaze me if he does. However, that being said, you cannot do the knife parry on this dude. You have to do the evade prompt. It tells me that maybe bigger enemies or bigger bosses, you will be evading as opposed to doing the parry because it's not possible to do it on them. Knowing me, 100%, I'm going to be experimenting, so normal enemies will get parried, and I'm going to try to see if I can parry bosses or at least evade them. So it's nice that there's still options in here to get out of the way. And then he hits Leon.
listen.
Massive damage right there. I'm talking, that's like executioner style damage right there.
He's got a single horn there. It looks like as Leon just gets pummeled.
And yeah, that's the end of
And the rest of this gameplay is just standard from what I see. They're showing the treasure value increase
action.
with putting in the diamonds for the elegant mask. Let's continue on. I
Gems
think
net you different.
Leon just goes on. There's a little bit of stuff left, so we can skip ahead, but also show some things. With the typewriter, you can store things now and customize the case. And as they said before, the customization of the case, it has some things like rare ammo drops, or maybe they'll give you more health increases, more herb increases on the map with the charms. So that's really nice that the cases, there's multiple layers to them as well, and there's also the item box in a sense when you go to the typewriter and you need to dump unnecessary items. I'm glad all of that is being integrated into the game, so that's cool.
Bonuses. So like the black.
And you can sort of hear the new save theme.
There are now customized cases that have different bonuses. So like the black case has an increased drop rate for L resources.
Yeah,
and you can pick up charms as well, a little chicken charm. The charms and the cases, they give you little passive bonuses.
Yeah. And you can do that stuff in the typewriter menu, as you saw. So you can't do that all the time, just when you reach those save points.
The chicken charm. I like that. I think that's it. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, this breakdown of Resident Evil 4's exclusive Chapter 5 gameplay. I had a lot of fun covering this. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed my commentary, please slap a like on the video, share the video, get it to your friends, and tell them to come my way, and I will invite them into the tomb, stranger. I'll see you guys next time. Later.